What's going on, guys? This is Chris from the Msss Anomalies channel. Guys, this one's neat. I'm going to try not to take up too much time, but I have a feeling it's going to be lengthy, so please forgive me for that. You're not going to want to miss this one. This one's neat. I don't take any credit for this particular work that was done on this originally. Some of you guys have seen this video, and it shows like real structures on Mars. And as an uploader, he goes by the channel UFO Evidence 101. Now, some of you guys have seen this because I've had it on my Google Plus, I believe, for like a year, probably a year or so. And he had uploaded this on July 25th, 2013. And I'll tell you what, this video absolutely blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. I'm going to show you this right now. Well, not the whole video, but Best Paths Roads on Mars 2013 must see evidence of life on Mars. Okay, this is just neat because when you jump into this picture, you know, you see this and you just go, wow, that's just pretty cool. Just like, here's a couple things I want to note first. People are actually laughing at it because if you look at the lower right corner, what does it say? Google Earth. Oh, Google Earth, dude. Yeah, Google Earth, guys. You go on Google Earth, you can go to the top of your picture. Like if you go up here at the top, there's a little box that you can, it's a drop-down box. You can pick the moon, Earth, Mars, etc. So, yeah, okay. Even if you were on Google Mars, it wouldn't matter. You know, the funny part about it is that, you know, these guys are dogging them, but it's like, no, there's no reason to be doing that because it's in fact, it is there. And when you see it on the bottom, you can't see it now because I've got the box here at the bottom, but all the coordinates are right here in the bottom. Elevation, angle he's looking at, the whole 9 yards. Pretty wild stuff. Okay, so I don't take any credit for this at all as far as what he finds. But I'm going to add to his video because I think you're going to find it even more neat. But check this video out regardless. Like I said, I know a few of you have jumped on there and have checked it out and commented because it makes you wonder, how do they get away with showing this? Now, you go, well, I don't see anything. And you're right. There's not a whole lot to see here. But over this brown, the green, I mean, why would they put green? The last thing they want to do is put green and make it look like, oh, it's a live planet. So no, they don't want to do that. So anyway, that's fine. But I'll get into that a little bit more. But you can see like this right here, you get these like bright caps, so to speak. I call them caps, but that is what you call BS material. And I'm going to show you that right now because that's just weird. Okay, check this out. See how they get the white cap over there? But look at this, 90-degree angle. There's another piece. It looks like it comes up like a ramp type thing onto it, goes over here. And you can see something like with this kind of concave shape to it, but there's also like a round cylindrical end to this and a dot. You can see that if let me go, I'll zoom in for you guys big time, the ones that are using the tablets and the phones and so on and so forth. But check this out. Right here, then it's got this round circle with a black dot. Now, you can see these little things here are all structures. And you're going to say, well, they don't look very clear. First of all, we're looking through manipulation. That's first and foremost. I hope people don't think for a minute that just because you go on Google Earth, Google Mars, doesn't matter what it is, because inevitably you're still going to end up on Mars if that's what you want to look at. You don't get your own private, you know, camera and you're looking directly on Mars real time. No, you don't. What they do is with these orbiters, they've mapped out Mars. And what they do is they stitch it together on the whole planet, on the sphere of Mars. So you get to see different sections. A lot of it will be red, and then you have strips like this with different, either black and white, color, whatever. Doesn't really matter. But the point being is that they're manipulating these two. Perfect example, like I said. Look at this. They put this. What they do is they put these bright areas or these weird pieces over what's actual structures. So when you look at these, you go, well, yeah, I mean, you can see like different shapes, and then there's other little pieces. What they try to do is now, whoever did this, two things come to my mind. One, if this guy, this uploader, UFO Evidence 101, of course, this is far-fetched. If he did it, he's brilliant, because there's just no way. There's too many things in this picture, and believe me, there's a lot more to it than meets the eye. As I always say to people, believe me when I tell you, this was actually pretty wild. Look at this. At first, I thought, hey, look. These kind of look like roads. And if you look, he put structure. Another structure, because what does it look like? If you look right here, there's actually something below it. Now, I don't know if he's seen that or if he's just seen the top caps and thought they were structures, but whatever. If these look like roads, or anything like that. Look at it. Almost look like a car sitting right there. Look at it. It would be perfect size for it, wouldn't it? Now, I'm not saying that is one. My guess is that's an actual structure. Here's another one, and you're going to see that one. You can see it's white. It's like sticking out, but they've actually dressed it up. They threw shit over this anomaly to hide what it really is. And I'm going to show you that in a little bit. Now, see the way these things are kind of a dull picture? Okay. So now I'm going to show you guys something that's pretty wild. Okay, I seen this and I was just like blown away when I seen this video. I was just like, holy crap, are you kidding me? I mean, look at this. He put structure. That sure in hell does not look natural. Look, it's got a square base and has whatever this is. I think they're just reflective parts of whatever this structure is. Nonetheless, it's still a structure. But what does this? Look at this, almost round circle. There's something hovering above it or something over it, and it has a shadow to it. Same thing over here. You get these overhangs or whatever these are. And I'm just like, wow, this is just neat. Check this out. Almost triangular in shape. Like there's like different size land masses. But keep in mind, two things you should be remembering. One, this brown stuff, or this tan stuff rather, is actually hiding objects. Now, again, if you look over here, check this out on the left. It's got these weird, excuse me, these kind of weird, funky land masses, shapes of structures. But look in between in the dark areas. This is what they're trying to do. By them showing you light and dark areas, it confuses the eyes. And the other thing is, too, is you can have like half, like this could be half tan, this could be half green, and it would throw you off. And you would not see the whole structure. Now, with that in mind, oh my God, there's just so much to see in this thing. I'll give you all of these pictures, guys, on Google+. I'll share the link so you can check this guy's video out. Pretty cool. And that's not the only one he's got, guys. He's got more than that. He's got, if I had to guess, he's probably got 5 or 6 of these showing like structures on Mars, so on. But this is probably his best work as far as I'm concerned. Now, let's jump into this one here. And here it is here. Again, with the dullness and everything else. Let me show you what I come up with. This is the darker parts of it. Now, again, this is just neat. Not only will you find some cool stuff in here, again, see this weird, like it's almost rounded and stuff like this. Look at this. There's something right here, but it doesn't stop there. You can see just under here, there's some flat area right here. It's either like an archway or if it's kind of like going across and then down. But you can see something going like this, like a wall type thing. Doing this here. Okay. So I was like, oh, crap, look at this. I mean, there's so many things in here to see. I'm not going to be able to cover it all. There's just no way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I've got, because he's going to show you what he's got in his video, and I'm not going to go over it. But this is what blew my mind. And I swear to God, not too many things surprise me. That's a fact, because you know, I believe a lot of this here. Let me see here. Let me go back to this. When you do this, I show you that. See the difference in like detail. Here's the problem with this, and this is what got me thinking. I'm saying, okay, we know that they fake, and we know that they mask. That's not an issue. That's not even a secret. What's funny about it is I'm looking, I'm going, okay, hold on a minute. Let me zoom in here a minute. I'm seeing this area here, and I'm saying, so there's multi-levels, and I've been showing you guys like what looks like, check this out. What does that? The shapes of these things. And some of these things, because they're being masked, you cannot see. Like there's a line right underneath this, right here. And they're not, it's to hide whatever's under here. But you can bring some stuff out. And I brought some stuff out. I swear to God, guys, it literally made my hair follicles tingle. That's how cool this was when I seen this. Again, let me go back to what I was initially saying. When you look at this picture, you go, okay, I see a lot of greenery, and I seen a lot of tan. Let's put the colors aside for a moment, because I'm going to show you, you know, a couple of these pictures that is going to really blow your mind. But check this out. Let's do this. Okay. Here, again, flat area. It looks like it's higher than this one. Had me thinking. This area looks even higher than this area, which in turn is higher than this area. Multi-levels, and I've showed you what look like structures that look like they're either built on rocks or into mountains. So this is not a first. This is what gets crazier. If that's true, what are they hiding in the dark areas? Structures. Structures everywhere. Check this out. If you look at this, what is this standing up right here? And it's all over the place. It's all of this stuff is all standing up. They're structures. Now, it may not seem that like that right away. I'm going to show you the next picture. Will actually blow your mind. It literally gave me chills. I mean, I was like, just what is that? I went, oh my God, this is just really cool. You got like these like land masses, and you got these structures sitting in here. Now, I'm going to dull out the color a little bit, and I'm going to show you the end result right here. But check this out. You can see what looks like structures, all kinds of things like that there. All in here, check them out. They're being masked. In other words, we're not going to see anything crystal clear, guys, so don't expect to. But we will see shapes and structures, and you will pull out some actual structures. Stuff is everywhere. These, what he said was roads and paths, I'm not sure if that's true. I think what it is these are all structures. See, like the spaces in between? Those are the actual roads in between them. These may be higher buildings, and the roads are actually in between them. I don't know. I'm just taking a stab at it, but it seems that way, because if that was the case, you would see everything would be completely flat, and it would just be a road. Or it's multi-roads on the side of it, like a freeway type thing, with grass growing in between them. That's a possibility. A lot of this could actually be greenery, because think about this a minute. Now, if you think about it, if this has been sitting around for hundreds of years, there's a possibility, a good possibility, this stuff is overgrown. So it's not out of the question. Check this out. Somehow, I don't think this looks natural to me. Here's those landmass type things I was showing you earlier. This looks like it goes like this, goes down, comes over to here. You've got these weird shaped. Now, you go, well, it's still not right, but you can see like this area right here. Let me see. All of these back here, check the way this thing looks. I mean, come on. This whole, it just keeps going on. All of this in the back. See how there's height to them now. Check this out. Look at this one right here. What is that? Because of the angle we're looking at, we're actually looking at other structures. See this right here? When you look at right here, it looks like this is just a flat area. Nothing more, nothing less. But it's actually deep. It actually drops down. Look at this. It actually drops down. I believe they're building into mountains. I believe they've got their own high-rise, if you want to call it that. They're larger structures, so on and so forth. Now, I'm going to back out of this. And like I said, you guys will get these full pictures, so it'll give you plenty of time to check this stuff out. Because to me, these are it's just awesome. It really is. Let me drop down in here. Like here's a good example. Look at this right here. What the hell does that? 1, 2. It's got like these supports. What the hell does that? See it? And it's all hidden inside this color. And that's what you have to discern. You have to just take this stuff apart. You have to pull it apart to see this. But there's plenty of, look at this. There's structures all inside here. You can see all of these. Oh my God. I mean, of course you guys will get your last say in this. Okay, let's move on to this other one because there's so much to go into this. Oh man, it's just unreal. Okay, just this alone, when he shows this, I mean, road, path, trail. And he's pretty darn close, and I'm going to tell you why. I believe these are all structures. I don't think it's a path, because you think path, you think, okay, so the people would have to be, what, this tall? And no. What these are is actually the structures. This is probably the roadway on the side of it, because it's going in between different structures and so on and so forth. And let me see if I can go move into this. See how like there's like all different things that are hidden, and you can see a bunch of blur in these. So these are not without any kind of manipulations. Of course they are. All right. Now, here's another picture I think you guys would think are really neat. This one's neat. This one blew my mind without a doubt. And I'm saying to myself, wow, look at these. They actually look like roadways. And you can see how he's got trees, vegetation, structures, and so on and so forth. And I'm just like, wow, this is just awesome. Okay. So I'm looking around and I'm going, what the heck does this? What makes this shape? There's something laying on the ground right here. Check this out. And now keep in mind, I don't think he doctored these up. He just took them off there. And if he did, doesn't really matter. He doesn't say that he does. He's just showing it on the Google Earth. Check this out. Right here, this line going like this, goes like this, curves right here, and goes over to here. Now, the difference is if you look clearly, There's 1, 2, 3. There's actually separate pieces here. But because we're looking through a blanket, so to speak, you're not seeing the actual individuality. You're not seeing that. And it's hard to bust through this thing because I'm going to tell you what, it's difficult. Check this out. Like an overhang, again, it's being blurred. Look at this actual stuff in here that's actually being hidden in here. I mean, it's just a ton of it. This is where it gets really bizarre. And now I'm looking at this all the way from the top left, and I'm coming down. You can see what looks like structures standing up here along this way. And it kind of looks like almost like a bridge. If you look at this, it looks like it goes up and over it, and it looks like there's something underneath it. Well, then I'm looking at it, I'm going, huh, this goes straight across, goes up and then down, so on and so forth. Okay, cool. This one comes from the top left, goes down and drops way down, and then starts to come up a little mountain, a hill, or whatever. I'm going, wait a minute. So there's different levels, as I was saying earlier. I'm just looking at this right here. Look at this, a giant blur. Look at the way these shapes are in here. Look at this. One right here goes like this, goes across, kind of angles up, goes across, and then goes back down. I'm going, wow, what does this? Okay, this gets cool. Check this out. Let me see if I can find it. Here's the picture now. When you look at this, you think, okay, pretty much, well, within reason. You got boulders and everything else, flat ground, and it goes across. I would agree. And I did. Until I really started to pull this apart. I'm saying, Chris, wait a minute. You know that they blanket, and you know they make things look like 2D. Let's think in a 3D aspect. Okay. This is where it gets bizarre. And not only that, very neat. When you look at right here, I'm looking at this other little piece of land right here, and I'm saying, oh, look at this, check this stuff out. What does that? It looks like it's going like this here. Look at this going from the back, coming down, and then goes over the front, and there's clearly, it looks like some kind of structures over the top of this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but see that? And let me just back up just a hair so we don't have it too blurry. Okay, so I'm looking at that, I'm going, wow, that is just neat. So I'm looking at these different land masses, and I'm going, it occurred to me, these may not be land masses. They're giant structures. Check this out. Again, looks like it goes across. This may actually go across here from one road to another, if it is a road, or structures. From here up to this structure's different elevation. These are all structures and large buildings. Watch this. Now, I just did this real quick just to show you guys, but watch this. Okay, check these out. Here, but it drops down. There's actually another road or whatever this is in front. These are all structures standing up. This is a pile of crap. See what I mean? How they make it look flat? Let me just back it way out. There you go. Now, let me show you what I've got here in these other pictures. Let me go to here. Let me go to... I don't think it's in here, but let me check. Okay, nope. Okay, let's do it this way. Well, we can do it this way too. It's just as easy. Okay. It doesn't really matter. Okay. So when you see this right here, again, you jump right in here. This is all completely structures. Watch this. They are literally top all the way down to the bottom. Check this out. What makes this shape in nature? How coincidental that this here goes like this here. There's structures all over this. There literally is like a roadway type thing, or whatever these are, other structures. And this is not just a flat platform. There's actually structures going from here. They're literally running, look at this, something right here. It's almost like they're building them into mountains, and that's what you're seeing. But a lot of this, now check this out, almost look like another freeway type thing, or stuff going over here. Check that out. Now, again, they have this way of messing with your eyes, so you think, wow, this is just insane. Let me show you the black and white to this, because this will really blow your mind. Check this out. Look at it now, how there has more depth. Now, I had to do a lot of work on these pictures to get these the way to really pop this stuff, but check this stuff out. This is not flat ground. This is all structures. And it makes sense to me now. When I first did this, I went, wow, that truly does make sense. higher. I'm going to call it a road for argument's sake. I don't think they're roads at all, but they could very well be, you know, two sides to a freeway. I mean, look at the way it goes up like this, comes back down, and you can see it looks like almost like it's underneath it. Like you can see this landmass right here. It looks like it goes and continues on under this over here. So is it possible this is a bridge? Nevertheless, it doesn't matter to me. When you see this is up here and it goes higher, but forget about this high part. What about right here? And it looks like you've got some pieces. You can see this right here. This is all fudged right here. Look at that. Right there. And you can see, I'm going to move in a little bit more. Right there. It's completely, you can see this white piece goes throughout this whole area. This is being fudged. So this gray stuff you see is actually trying to hide what's really in this picture. But you can see like different structures coming down, different shapes underneath all of this. There's stuff all over this. And when you look at the big picture, look, you can see this 1, 2, 3, 4. See all that? There's shapes all under this. All under this gray is all stuff that's in this picture. And when I back out, you can see this whole area is not flat. And you can see the more you got closer to this, the more this got more and more messed up over here. Let me just do this here. This way we can do this instead. So now you got this whole area right here. It looks like it's got height. So it's not flat ground, which you initially would think it is by looking at this picture. Let me see, I think it was this one here. Right. Now, I left the color in here for a reason so you can see this, but when you first look at this picture, it doesn't appear to have any height to it at all. It just looks like flat ground and just going across. Not true at all. And again, let me go back to this one. Check this out. It has this piece going across, comes down, goes down over here. There's all kinds of, if you just stop and take a look, try to look past the gray. It's the whiter and lighter areas, if you will, that's really in this picture. I don't want to make you guys seasick here, but check this out. Again, there's a lot more in this picture than meets the eye. Let me go down here. Look at all of these little things up under here. Look at this. See this? They're structures, and they're all over the place. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of this, some of this crap could be actual manipulations, and it makes sense. Because why? Because it's manipulated. And like I said, you will see, like a lot of this white was once that tan area. It's what's under it. Example. Check this out. You're just seeing bits and pieces underneath. Look at this, something round right here. What looks like another round piece. And you can see something's doing this. It's going like this. Has this weird kind of jagged look to it. This comes down, goes across. I don't know what they did was as far as this white, so it's hard to tell what shape this thing really is. But it's all under there. And this green, this greenery, this crap right here you see, well, it doesn't matter what picture we pick. Whatever one you pick is meant to hide what's really in these pictures. Again, I didn't think nothing of this until I went, wait a minute. Higher, lower, then that means there has to be a drop here. So what's here? What's in this spot? And like I said, you can see this. It drops down. But they've tried to fudge a lot of this out. Like right, let me see if I can see it. Right there. Like all of this right here, all completely blurred out. All of this has been colored in, and you can see it right there. Look at this right here on the right in this area. Okay? Look at the same blur and everything is over this whole area. I wonder why. Why would they do that? Unless they were trying to hide something. Here's your actual picture, and you guys will get this one too, so you can actually pick this thing apart. This thing is amazing. And like I said, you know, for the initial, what he put in his structures, trees, road path, whatever else, yeah, I don't take credit for that. I mean, but there's a lot more in this picture than meets the eye. Let me find this black and white one. I want to show you guys something. So we can go back to this. I mean, he points out this one here, and look. I mean, there's no doubt. Look at this. This doesn't happen in nature, guys. It just simply doesn't happen in nature. There's something laying right there, and there's a bunch of other little structures. Keep in mind, too, like I used a good example about Manhattan Island, and what I showed was what looks like one big blur. Once you clear it back up, suddenly, guess what? there's a lot more structures in that one little blurred white circle. So it would not surprise me if there's a lot more than what, well, there is a lot more than what we're seeing. So, you know, guys, check this thing out. Give it a whirl. I mean, I'm going to let you guys check these pictures out. I'm going to give you all the colored ones, every single picture I have, so you guys can eyeball this yourself. And yeah, tell me what you think, because I'm going to tell you what, this is the real deal. And they're going out of their way to, I don't know how this picture got out or how they managed to let it get out. Because like I said, if this guy, let's say he faked it, which I strongly doubt he did. But let's say he did. Man, he put a lot of work into this thing and he's a genius. And I don't believe that's the case. I'm not saying he's a dumbbell. I'm saying that there's just too many intricate parts in here, and it's too much that looks like NASA's work, ESA's, whoever's got their hands in this, doesn't matter. There's too much intricate detail in here to be done by you or I. It just, there's no way. But anyway, so like I said, I'm gonna show you guys a little bit more in here. What you got to look at these actual shapes in here, and try to find. You kind of look in between the green and the tan colors, if you will. I try not to do that. This is the reason why I go black and white on these, because there is nothing to mess up your eyes. Look at this. There actually looks like there's something. I actually thought this was some kind of weird ship right here. See it? Like it was like grounded. See it? Kind of does this. Has this weird top to it. I don't think that's the case, what it is, but it's just really crazy just to see some of these things. And there's a bunch of things here, guys. I mean, there's just... it's everywhere. And because we're trying... Again, look at this blur. You could just see like, all of this is grayed out. Anything that's gray has been trying to be hidden. And anything that's like got this white, or this tan, because in the picture, the original picture, they're kind of tan. It's like they're capping them to make them look like there's nothing there. And like I showed you in this picture here, you can see that. Now, let me see something I want to show you. Well, not that. That's his video. Let me see where I've seen this. That's not it. Okay. Again, this is that other area. It looks like, again, structures standing up right here. It kind of looks like this, like they capped it here. And it looks like it's on the edge of this ground area. It looks like it goes like this here. And you've got multiple structures, or whatever these are, all along here. Now, like I said, there's just too many things in here that are coincidentally... You can see that something's growing up over here, so you can't see you can see the circles kind of phased, kind of taking out some of it. But look at it, it's got this weird... I mean, are these just structures and it's showing shadow? I don't know. I really don't. But there's too many things in here to say that they're just simple nothing. This piece here looks as this weird, almost U-shaped thing right here. But the thing is, it's all here. The whole thing, and it's got different sections to it. You can see what it looks like it goes down like this here. See it? And it looks like it goes down. This here, as you can just barely see it under there. It looks like this conjoins over to here. I mean, oh my God. There's so much in here that's, you just don't know where to start. But, you want to really look into pictures, you take a deep, deep look. And after I seen this, like I said, I was just totally blown away. I'm still trying to find this other picture, what I did with it. This is just another view of this other one with different colors. Just to show you there's something from here to here, there's actually height. It looks like structures standing here. Show you the different views. Okay. Okay. I must have taken that other one out. Okay. No big deal, really. To be honest with you, it's not really a big deal, but I thought I had it. I don't know what I did with it. Well, there's probably going to be a part 2 to this anyway. I mean, there's just... there's way too much in this picture. And I'm going to show you that... Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. I want to show you this feature right here. And I'll get right in the middle of the screen check this out again, right here. Crap. Unless they just colored in that shape of that. But check this out. Like I said, it's got this half round circle, round, and then a dark circle. See it? Now watch this. You can see it a little bit better now. I'm going to change different tones of it. But see how you don't see really anything of any value. But all of these little things right here, to me, they're all structures. You can see this like right here. This one come over here. It goes over to, it goes like this. There's a slot in the middle of it. See that? Right there. And it's loaded with it. The problem is we're trying to see through this manipulation, and that's where it's really hard to do. All right. Now, these, again, remind me of, they're just blotching all of this out. It might have been something really major. I don't know. And here's that thing I looked at. I said, well, if this was a road, this would actually look like a car. And it looks like it would actually fit on it. Now, I'm not saying that's what it is. But also right here, check this thing out. This is what they screwed up on. You can see where it has this white area. All this crap is garbage. It's nothing there. But you can see something that looks like it has this little square. Well, not little square, but it looks like a window type thing. And you get this crap going over this. But you can see the end of it coming out over here. Now, what I tried to do is try to go through it to see if we can bring out the rest of this. Like whiten this all up. Let's see what happens. There's actually something sitting in that area right there. And I think that's a structure right there in the back. Although, like I said, it kind of looks like a car. And you got a structure right here. But that's not, like I said, guys, that's not even, that's the tip of the iceberg. There's just so much in here to see. And like I said, the way they go about covering these things, this is the reason why you see a lot of, if you go to a lot of the Apollo missions and a lot of the moon pictures, you can see a lot of blacked out areas as well as super bright contrast areas. So, they haven't lost their touch. They're still pulling the same crap. So, anyway, guys, I'm gonna jump out of here. I don't want to make this super long. I know I just something I wanted to share with you guys. And again, I think UFO Evidence 101 did a great job on this. But I knew there's much more to this picture, and this is the reason why I wanted to bring this out and let you guys have a look at it. Let me do this here. And you can see much more in depth. So in other words, this area here, roadways, structures, whatever they are, it actually drops down. There may be a lower road here. This whole area, let me go like this. Let me just make it a little bit heavier here on the line. That might be too thick, but right here, this is higher. In other words, this has actual different elevations, different heights of roadways, buildings, structures, and all of this in here. You can see these in here. You can see like different right here, but it doesn't stop there. See, like it looks like that weird, almost U-shaped structures, but it goes down deeper. It's not just a flat ground here, and all over here. It's not like that at all. There's so much more to it. And like I said, when you look at this here, they look like structures on a higher ground. See, like it seems to be higher up here, drops down to this one, and then drops down to this one, so on and so forth. Then there's like a valley of structures and everything else. Now, I could be wrong. I really could be. But I'm going to let you guys analyze all of these and decide for yourselves. I'm sorry if this turned out long. Again, there's just so much to share in here. It's, And like I said, there will be a second part to this. I'm going to be pulling out more of this stuff and really having a look at this stuff. I'm going to go in really close right now for you guys who are on the phones. I'm going to let you guys have a look at this from the top left. Let's do it this way. And again, here's the upper part. And it looks like there's something going across here, but again, it's being fudged out right there. Going down, going over, coming down this way, and look what's in between. You're not going to tell me that this looks like it's natural, or any of this stuff is natural for that matter. Right here, and you can see this going down like this, coming down, goes across, goes over, there's another piece coming down like this. Wow. And like I said, the gray is what's really covering up these things, but you can bring this stuff out. Okay, I'm going to drop down, keep dropping down a little bit. Okay, and like I said, you guys will really be able to eyeball this thing. and really have a close look at this stuff yourself, because you'll be able to download them. You know that. Once I put it on the Google Plus, you guys can download it and have a look yourselves. And like I said, I wish we can actually see a real crystal clear picture of these, because I swear, man, there's so much more. We're just seeing like maybe a third of what's really here. I mean, what does that? And you can just see, look at, looks like something right there, doing this here. And it looks like a bunch of, if you look, 1, 2, 3, 4, you just don't know what they are. That should be the bottom. And like I said, when you look at things like this here, like I said, they're literally taking this stuff out. They're hiding this stuff purposely. I'll move into here. Look in between the actual colors, the blacks and the whites, and that's what you'll find. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. I thought this was really, really, really neat. I really wanted to do this more. Like I said, I'm probably going to do a second part to this thing, because I find it really unique, kind of. Like I said, people were laughing about this. Now, when you guys go to his channel, look on the bottom right of right there, like on the video. And again, you can see it right there, right at the bottom there. You can see the coordinates, elevation, it's 385 feet off the ground, this particular one. Now, I've zoomed in, of course. I've zoomed in, and this is what I come up with. Well, I just took screenshots, and this is what I come up with. 385 feet? Even if, now keep in mind, this is zoomed in. So, like I said, if you say 385 feet, let's say it's 1,000 feet off the ground. Wow. You know what I mean? I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, you can tell that this thing is clearly, there's more going on in this picture than meets the eye. So, anyway, guys, I'll let you guys mess around with this and look at it yourselves. It will be up on Google Plus, no doubt. And I'll let you guys have a look along with the link to his channel, so you can check this video out. He's probably has 5 or 6 of these easily. Not particularly like these, but a lot of them, some of them are black and white. I don't think they're quite as giving, meaning you can't see quite as much as you do in these. Well, of course, I enhance this thing too. And so I don't know. I've looked at them, thought they were great, but these here by far take the cake. And I'll leave the video to that. You guys can check that out. Anyway, guys, I'm not going to make this super, super long, because like I said, if I make a second part, then I don't want to make that one long. Well, maybe that one will be a little shorter. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get back into this. I watched the game yesterday. It was a phenomenal game. Go Patriots. I mean, right on the edge of your seat kind of action. It was just an awesome game. So, couldn't do anything yesterday. Busy. But got some cool ones for you coming up. I may, like I said, have a part 2 to this. I also have some on a couple meteors, asteroids, and so on and so forth. The moon. Just some crazy stuff. Stay tuned for that. With that, I'm going to let you guys go. Always a pleasure doing these for you guys. And I will see you next pick.